just a quick one. I think I got everything here. I don't think I ever showed you this one, so I just wanted to give you a background. You understood what I have, what I know, what I'm working on, and why. This actually came in originally about 6 months ago as a Skytech gaming PC. Then, incidentally, or unfortunately, we're going to call it, this board here, as you can see, which is the ASRock B760M, for I'm not sure what reason. I don't think I was doing too much overclocking or benchmarking with this thing, but it just decided to shut down, ignore Windows updates, and not get past CMOS to post to the screen. And so this board unfortunately doesn't have a little button to reset that, so you have to go through one by one and pull in these little pins. And even doing that, I had a hard time getting it going, and just pretty much gave up on it, because at that time I realized when I had bought it, some of the parts in there were pretty much antiquated. It was the i7, I believe, or i9, no, i7 Intel processor, and frankly I'm an AMD fan, if you haven't figured that out yet. So one thing I was going to throw out there is, what do y'all think I could do with this thing? Do you think this B760M was the culprit? Or do you think the culprit itself was the actual CPU, the Intel chip, because it's so sensitive to overclocking? I've heard that they have had issues with that too, but it's more the board that suffers that issue. Again, not something you often hear with AMD, I'm sure you do, but I'm curious your feedback on that. I'd like to see if I can't get this up and running, because this was no cheap investment. So back to this story here briefly. The case, of course, is fine. There came with it a NVIDIA 4070 Super 12 gigabyte DDR RAM with trying to think, it had the ADA architecture. It's pretty fast. You could certainly build just about anything you wanted to in the AI space. I didn't do a lot of gaming with that one. And then that's kind of what segued into the Threadripper, kind of reviving an old hobby. And so basically, this PC, as you see it here, once had this motherboard in it, hooked to the 4070 NVIDIA Super, and beyond that, the color and everything else is about the same. I went ahead and I put in, for now, this card here, which is the GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, so you're now up in Blackwell architecture. You're also up to 16 gigabytes of VDDR RAM. Here's the thing, another one to think about, was the Ada Lovelace 12 gigabyte 4070 putting through just as many tokens a second or frame rates as a 5060 on Blackwell. I have a 384 bus. I don't know, just wanted to know if I had a different experience than others, because the 5060, I watched it next to my 5070, and it was, I want to say about 50%, pardon, the 57 about 50% more impressive in its throughput as far as, the LLM models I run on it, especially using Llama and GPT-4 All. You get those, basically go into your PowerShell if you're running Windows and PIP install them and using your Python, or you just go to Hugging Face or GitHub and get those. They're really good to get your speed in that side of the game benchmark. But yeah, no, curious to hear what you think about that, and I hope to have all these up and running, because as I start to move into the holiday season, it would be nice to have a decent inventory and not scrounging for parts after the prices bounce back from that Black Friday little dive. So again, thanks for joining in and taking a look at this. One quick thing, this has the 264 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 clock RAM. So because I think as of today, the 22nd of November, I last saw a RAM kit just like that, and I paid maybe $200 for it, maybe $250. I don't want to over undersell that, but now they're about $1,200. Now, again, my suspicions, this is just another one of those things to get prices to go a little bit higher, so some folks end up on the winning side of it. Call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever it is for trying to speculate on that, but really it's more of just a market assessment to see when would be a good time to get more DDR5. Because that is going to matter, especially when I'm building more and more of these Ryzen 9s, Ryzen 7s, and the AM5 architecture on these higher end boards. So yeah, again, appreciate you joining me for this quick one and getting a little background, and I look forward to your comments, thoughts, feedback, and if you like what you're talking about, like what you see, appreciate this message, feel where I'm coming from, whatever it may be. Thank you for any support you can give me in following, and also, maybe sharing the page around other folks that might benefit from this knowledge. And just final announcement, I do plan on doing a full start to finish, either a live stream, I'm saying I'm going to do that, so I think I will, from basically start to finish, like we see here, all the way to posting it this December. So I'll keep you guys posted on that too. Thanks again for joining. Y'all have a good evening and a great weekend.